What if the algorithm doesn't see you? Not your story, not your intentions. You're just a pattern, a cluster of pixels, and a trend line. The algorithm doesn't know who you are. It guesses based on your location and the people nearby, how they scroll, and what they click. To the machine, you are not a person but a proximity, a shape in a grid, a figure surrounded by noise. Does this sound scary? What's scarier is that this logic comes from human psychology, particularly the Gestalt principles originally made to help us find meaning in chaos, but now used to trap us in it. According to Gestalt psychology, we do not see the world piece by piece. We group things and simplify, turning chaos into patterns. We don't process individual or separate parts but see wholes. Our minds group objects based on closeness or proximity. Commonalities in color, shape, or motion imply similarity and common fate, completing unfinished images closure and isolating what's important from the background, figure ground. Now, Gestalt principles are not just visual tricks. They help us navigate complexities and even survive. But once technocrats learned to replicate them, these tools for perception became weapons of persuasion. Today's feeds are built like optical illusions. They sort, group, and rank not by meaning but by pattern. Videos uploaded from a similar location are assumed to have similar tone, energy, and topics, so they get bundled together. It's a common fate. On TikTok, every tile is a figure isolated against a dark ground, and the ones that pop, that's basically figure ground. Spotify groups based on similarities in tempo, genre, and mood. Netflix suggests what's popular in the local area. Algorithms don't see people, let alone individuals. They pinpoint relationships between data points. They group us the way Gestalt groups objects. Close equals related, similar equals the same. But here's a catch. Machines aren't human. Gestalt principles were never about logic. They were about perception, human perception. We group things emotionally, influenced by experience, intuition, fear, and desire. We exercise our innate freedom to choose. Algorithms, they do not perceive, feel, or know. They calculate. You are not a thinker with a soul. You are an object with behavioral data. And when you create something online, the algorithm doesn't care why or how. It only cares if it fits an expected pattern. So you are not being seen, but sorted. This is why content feels repetitive, why your favorite creators make that same video on how you should join the creator economy where amazing opportunities are supposedly everywhere. They flatten themselves into tropes, exaggerating the parts that pop, not because they want to, but because the machine doesn't reward complexity, it rewards simple shapes. Mihai Cins and Mihai taught us to increase self-complexity, but the algorithm disagrees. It favors obviousness it can group and label as clean, or more so as digestible. So people simplify themselves to be seen, becoming more objects than humans, pieces of code performing as expected. They do not notice it's happening, but call it quote-unquote best practices and growth hacking. They do not optimize for humans, but for algorithms. No creativity, no freedom of choice, just an adaptation to a non-human eye and plenty of hey guys. You're not a figure in someone else's feed, not a proximity, similarity, or motion. You're the context, the whole scene, and maybe even the culture itself. If the algorithm cannot see that, maybe it's time to stop serving it. Erase labels with your being, break patterns with your work, so it makes people stop. Not because it fits, but because it doesn't. Because it reminds them that this whole system was built on misunderstanding. It mimics how we see, but it will never understand why we see. So, if you're tired of being shaped like an object, you know what to do. Disrupt the feed. Or better yet, go and do something in nature. It is an amazing opportunity you appreciate sooner or later. Thank you for your time.